Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Confucius. Smart people learn from everything and everyone. Average people from their experiences. Stupid people already have all the answers. Socrates. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people just exist. Oscar Wilde. If you realized how powerful your thoughts are, you would never think a negative thought. Peace Pilgrim. It is better to offer no excuse than a bad one. George Washington. Don't let the fear of losing be greater than the excitement of winning. Robert Kiyosaki. Time is a created thing. To say I don't have time is like saying I don't want to. Lao Tzu. Maybe you are searching among the branches for what only appears in the roots. Rumi. The world is changed by examples, not by opinions. Paulo Coelho. Friendship marks a life even more deeply than love. Love risks degenerating into obsession. Friendship is never anything but sharing. Elie Wiesel. We all have two lives. The second one starts when we realize we only have one. Confucius. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. George Bernard Shaw. If an egg is broken by an outside force, life ends. If broken by an inside force, life begins. Great things always begin from the inside. Jim Kwik. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it. Mary Engelbreit. Too many people buy things they don't need, with money they don't have, to impress people they don't like. Dave Ramsey. What matters isn't what a person has or doesn't have. It is what he or she is afraid of losing. Nicholas Nassim Taleb. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Gandhi. Civilization is a hopeless race to discover remedies for the evils it produces. Jean-Jacques Rousseau. When one door closes, another opens. But too often we look so long at the closed door, that we do not see the one that has been opened for us. Helen Keller. Science has not yet taught us if madness is or is not the sublimity of the intelligence. Edgar Allan Poe. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift of God, which is why we call it the present. Bill Keane. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. Stephen Covey. Integrity is doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. C.S. Lewis. The greatest mistake you can ever make in life is to be continually fearing that you will make one. Ellen Hubbard. It has been said that a person may have 10 years of experience, or 1 year of experience repeated 10 times. Yukiso Yamamoto. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case, you fail by default. J.K. Rowling. "20 years from now you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do, than by the ones you did do." Mark Twain. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. Charles Darwin. Talent is luck. The important thing in life is courage. Woody Allen. Always do your best. What you plant now, you will harvest later. Og Mandino. Be yourself, as everyone else is already taken. Oscar Wilde. The average men consume. The wise create. Maxim Legace. Never limit yourself because of others' limited imagination. Never limit others because of your own limited imagination. Mae Jemison. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Mark Twain. The only impossible journey is the one you never begin. Tony Robbins. We become what we think about. Earl Nightingale. people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Rob Siltanen. Optimism is the one quality more associated with success and happiness than any other. Brian Tracy. It is our attitude at the beginning of a difficult task, which more than anything else will affect its successful outcome. William James. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. George Adair. If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. Martin Luther King Jr. What you deeply need is not stuff, comfort, or beauty. It's meaning. Maxim Legace. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Warren Buffett. If you are working on something that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. Steve Jobs. A room without books is like a body without a soul. Marcus Tullius Cicero. Your talent determines what you can do. Your motivation determines how much you're willing to do. Your attitude determines how well you do it. Lou Holtz. Folks are usually about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Abraham Lincoln. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Every moment is a fresh beginning. T.S. Eliot. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. Nelson Mandela. If you don't go after what you want, you'll never have it. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. If you don't step forward, you're always in the same place. Nora Roberts. It's not what you are that holds you back. It's what you think you are not. Dennis Waitley. Learn as if you will live forever. Leave like you will die tomorrow. Mahatma Gandhi. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Chinese proverb. Do or do not. There is no try. Yoda. Stay away from those people who try to disparage your ambitions. Small minds will always do that, but great minds will give you a feeling that you can become great too. Mark Twain. I never dreamed about success. I worked for it. Estee Lauder. The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. Winston Churchill. Inspiration does exist, but it must find you working. Pablo Picasso. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Albert Einstein. If If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. Jim Rohn. It's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure. Bill Gates. Make sure your worst enemy doesn't live between your own two ears. Laird Hamilton. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. Earl Nightingale. The two most important days in your life are the day you're born, and the day you find out why. Mark Twain. More is lost by indecision than wrong decision. Marcus Tullius Cicero. If people are doubting how far you can go, go so far that you can't hear them anymore. Michelle Ruiz. A year from now, you may wish you had started today. Karen Lamb. Don't be afraid to give up the good, to go for the great. John D. Rockefeller. If you believe it will work out, you'll see opportunities. If you don't believe it will work out, you'll see obstacles. Wayne Dyer. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. Kurt Cobain. If everything seems to be under control, you're not going fast enough. Mario Andretti. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Thomas Edison. Unsuccessful people make their decisions based on their current situations. Successful people make their decisions based on where they want to be. Benjamin Hardy. Things will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Bob Marley. If you want to fly, give up everything that weighs you down. Buddha. I never lose. Either I win or learn. Nelson Mandela. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Abraham Lincoln. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but of playing a poor hand well. Robert Louis Stevenson. You are only as free as you think you are, and freedom will always be as real as you believe it to be. Robert M. Drake. The optimist sees the rose and not its thorns. The pessimist stares at the thorns, oblivious to the rose. Khalil Gibran. The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. Albert Einstein. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Søren Kierkegaard. Challenges are what make life interesting. Overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. Joshua Marine. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Maya Angelou. Build your own dreams, or someone else will hire you to build theirs. Faraj Gray. Enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things. Robert Brault. Life is too deep for words, so don't try to describe it, just live it. C.S. Lewis. You will not be punished for your anger, you will be punished by your anger. Buddha. When you know what you want, and want it bad enough, you'll find a way to get it. Jim Rohn. It is not so much our friends' help that helps us, as the confident knowledge that they will help us. Epicurus. The truth is, everyone is going to hurt you. You just got to find the ones worth suffering for. Bob Marley. Experience is not what happens to you. It's what you do with what happens to you. Aldous Huxley. Many receive advice, only the wise profit from it. Harper Lee. The greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and we miss it, but that it is too low and we reach it. Michelangelo. It doesn't matter when we start. It doesn't matter where we start. All that matters is that we start. Simon Sinek. You can complain because roses have thorns, or you can rejoice because thorns have roses. Tom Wilson. No matter how many mistakes you make, or how slow you progress, you are still way ahead of everyone who isn't trying. Tony Robbins. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year, and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. Bill Gates. A ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. John A. Shedd. Dream as if you'll live forever. Live as if you'll die today. James Dean. A friend is someone who knows all about you, and still loves you. Albert Hubbard. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. Abraham Lincoln. One day your life will flash before your eyes. Make sure it's worth watching. Gerard Way. Everything you can imagine is real. Pablo Picasso. People do not lack strength. They lack will. Victor Hugo. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Seneca. Be alone, that is the secret of invention. Be alone, that is when ideas are born. Nikola Tesla. every strength is also a weakness. The opposite is true as well. Neil Strauss. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the greatest intention. Khalil Gibran. We do not remember days, we remember moments. César Pavese. Some people feel the rain. Others just get wet. Bob Marley. The best way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Walt Disney. Take action. An inch of movement will bring you closer to your goals than a mile of intention. Steve Maraboli. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Wishing is not enough, we must do. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Zig Ziglar. Life is never fair. And perhaps it is a good thing for most of us that it is not. Oscar Wilde. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Theodore Roosevelt. There are no limits to what you can accomplish, except the limits you place on your own thinking. Brian Tracy. All our dreams will come true, if we have the courage to pursue them. Walt Disney. We generate fears while we sit. We overcome them by action. Dr. Henry Link. Too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears. Les Brown. A bad attitude is like a flat tire. If you don't change it, you won't go anywhere. Joyce Meyer. You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. John C. Maxwell. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Tony Robbins. Dreaming, after all, is a form of planning. Gloria Steinem. Imagine your life is perfect in every respect. What would it look like? Brian Tracy. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. Dr. Seuss. I find that the harder I work, the more luck I seem to have. Thomas Jefferson. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Henry David Thoreau. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Confucius. It's not whether you get knocked down. It's whether you get up. Vince Lombardi. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. Confucius. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Steve Jobs. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Ralph W. Emerson. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Steve Jobs. You have to be odd to be number one. Dr. Seuss. The man who has confidence in himself gains the confidence of others. Hasidic proverb. Try not to become a person of success, but rather, try to become a person of value. Albert Einstein. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. Robert Louis Stevenson. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Albert Einstein. Education is not the learning of the facts, but the training of the mind to think. Albert Einstein. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Will Rogers. Holding on to your anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Buddha. Life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. John Lennon. Fearful people die every day. Fearless people die only once. Paulo Borsellino. Do not let making a living prevent you from making a life. John Wooden. Life is ours to be spent, not to be saved. D.H. Lawrence. There are only two great tragedies in life. One is not getting what you want, and the other is getting it. Oscar Wilde. What gets us into trouble is not what we don't know. It's what we know for sure, that just ain't so. Mark Twain. Not getting what you want is sometimes a great stroke of luck. Gandhi. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Soren Kierkegaard. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. Herman Melville. We don't see things the way they are. We see them the way we are. Talmud. Success consists of going from failure to failure, without loss of enthusiasm. Winston Churchill. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. Jack Welch. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. No one but ourselves can free our minds. Bob Marley. Life is 10% what happens to me, and 90% of how I react to it. Charles Swindoll. Only a fool tests the depth of a river with both feet. African proverb. The problem is people are being hated when they are real, and are being loved when they are fake. Bob Marley. Don't listen to what they say. Go see. Chinese proverb. Speaking without thought is like shooting without taking aim. Spanish proverb. You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Bob Marley. You can give a piece of advice, but not good luck along with it. Norwegian proverb. You never know how strong you are, until being strong is the only choice you have. Bob Marley. A lazy shepherd is a wolf's friend. Welsh proverb. Beginnings are usually scary, and endings are usually sad. But it's everything in between that makes it all worth living. Bob Marley. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Chinese proverb. Money spent on food is never wasted. Silvano Musi. Those who know do not speak, those who speak do not know. Japanese proverb. In times of prosperity, friends will be plenty. In times of adversity, not 1 in 20. English proverb. Open your eyes. Look within. Are you satisfied with the life you're living? Bob Marley. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu. Obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off your goals. Henry Ford. You cannot have a positive life and a negative mind. Joyce Meyer. The best way out is always through. Robert Frost. The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. The realist adjusts the sail. William Arthur Ward. Care about what other people think, and you will always be their prisoner. Lao Tzu. The reason we struggle with insecurity is because we compare our behind the scenes with everyone else's highlighted reel. Stephen Furtick. A person who is happy is not because everything is right in his life. He is happy because his attitude towards everything in his life is right. Sundar Pichai. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. Benjamin Franklin. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Neil Donald Walsh. Love the life you live. Leave the life you love. Bob Marley.